The wrong people don't just waste your time. They damage your life. They drain your energy, sabotage your growth, and most of the time, you don't even notice it until it's too late. In this video, I'm going to break down the hidden costs of keeping the wrong people close to you and how to cut them out before it's too late. If you find that people are draining you, let's fix your environment, protect your boundaries and peace. Book a free discovery call with me. The link's in the description and pinned comment below. I was with toxic friends for about 10 years. I had 3 different toxic friendship groups and circles, and only now, years later, do I see what a waste of time it was. I was in a toxic relationship around 6 years ago now. Obviously, the moment I walked away and left, but especially now, do I see it was a waste of time. Certain family members who are blood relatives are no longer in my life anymore. They live very locally. I see them out and about, and yet, again, none have got anything to do with me and me nothing with them. That's not weird or strange, but that's just how it is. So how can best friends, blood relatives, and, romantic relationship, how can these people be now old news? Because they cost me my life. And many other people who I know personally, who I work with through coaching, say the same. It costs so much more than you would begin to imagine. And it's only after you exit, only after you walk away, only after the boundaries are in place, does the truth really sink in. I've also been addicted to things in the past, gambling for 14 years. And I reflect on my former addiction at the time and the energy and the money wasted and the life lost. This is a similar thing. We become addicted to these people because notice how the healthy, empathetic, good people in our lives, we never complain about. We never criticize. We never condemn them. We praise. We enjoy their company. We celebrate the good times, and we never have a falling out. But like becoming sober from an addiction, we notice and see from the outside looking in the harm we were causing ourselves. We say, what the hell was I thinking? Why the hell did I spend all those years? Why did I put up with all that crap? If you didn't break free, if you didn't walk away, you'd never see it that way. The hidden costs here of keeping these people around, whoever they are, wherever they've come from, why ever you've let them in, why ever they're there, is devastating. I decided to choose the most damaging costs. Not just because I've been there and experienced it, but because they're so damaging, so detrimental, that they stunt you, your personal development, and they'll really change you emotionally and mentally. So firstly, you inherit their energy. If you spend enough time with an angry, anxious, lazy person, it'll rub off on you. Not because you're weak-minded, but because you're human. I'll give you a prime example. I had a best friend, one of the several best friends I had, and right towards the end of our friendship, I was the most negative, disrespectful, worst version of myself because of them. And also the most antisocial. When I was in a toxic relationship, I was the most overweight, laziest, entitled, and critical of people I've ever been. Everything was an excuse. Everything was bad. Everyone else was the problem. I like to think I was strong-minded. I like to think I had my head screwed on. I like to assume I was logical as well. But no, I'm human as a you. It rubbed off of me. And the longer I stayed around these people, the worse I became. And that's what's scary. I didn't recognize myself. I was cutting corners in work. I was really drifting away from people I loved. I isolated myself as well. And to what gain or purpose, other than valuable time and life wasted? And my dad died in 2020. I could have spent more time with him. Obviously, I didn't know he was going to die, but that's what hurts even more. Energy is contagious, whether it's good or bad. Choose it wisely. And the right energy is the people who inspire you, but also push you in the right direction, even if it feels uncomfortable. Prime example is me and my now partner. We force each other to do things we're uncomfortable with, but it makes us feel better. She goes, come on, let's go for a morning walk, a brisk morning walk, to get a bit of energy, the blood flowing. I can't be bothered, I feel lazy, whatever, but I feel fantastic after doing so. I push her to step out of her comfort zone as well, socially, and she feels better doing so because she's quite introverted. It's those little things that inspire each other. And even if it doesn't feel right, it's the right thing to do. But if you feel crap constantly, it's because their energy is contagious and you have inherited it. The next hidden cost is you lower your standards. And the scary thing about it is you don't even realize you're doing it. So the wrong people normalize bad, toxic, negative behavior. Excuses, gossiping, inconsistency. It becomes just how it is. And what happens with you is you give up in the process. I had a friend try to make me very red pill back in the day, before it was cool, before it got very popular. And then I saw the crap I was coming out with, the black and white thinking, the misogynist thoughts and disrespect I had. And I thought, this is disgusting, this is not me. But it was the norm because that's all I was hearing from that friend. He was a hypocrite as well, and certainly not red pill. The gossip was dangerous because everyone else was the problem, not me in my relationship, not us. The excuses were there. The economy is bad, always bad. There's just no opportunities. There's just no time, and the inconsistency as well. The relationship was like an emotional roller coaster, peak highs and tragic lows. No day was the same. Nothing was healthy. There was no rest, relaxation. There was no healing. There was no growth. Nothing. And I sleptwalked like a zombie into a monotonous hell. And I didn't even see it coming. You need to set your own standards, not theirs. If no one around you is challenging you to level up, you're in the wrong room. And if you are sleepwalking on autopilot to mediocrity or less, or a life or a standard that's less than what you deserve, what you really think you're capable of, you'll give up. When you give up, there's no coming back. When you're in that zombie mode, when you're in that excuses mindset, you are stuck in survival mode. So toxic people keep you reactive. The drama, the arguments, the humiliation, the shame, the guilt, the chaos. You're constantly cleaning up emotional messes instead of building your life. It's exciting, but you're trauma bonded to each other for what might happen next. What next problem is going to happen? You're in fight or flight mode constantly. You can't let your guard down. You can't be yourself. You can't say what you really feel. You can't just enjoy your life. And mentally, that's exhausting. Something as simple as just going out can never happen. With that toxic friend I had at the beginning, he couldn't just come round and hang out at my house or me his. We had to always go out because that's his standard. Can't just rest and chill at each other's house. Ridiculous. Or in my toxic relationship, the trust was so in the toilet, so negative, so toxic, that even me going to visit my uncle will get scrutinized. Yes, my 65-year-old uncle, just to catch up with him. My dad's brother. Watch a bit of football and relax. But no. You need to protect your mental bandwidth. ASAP. If someone constantly drains it, they're too expensive. You are not superhuman. You are not AI. You're not a computer. You're a human being. Your bandwidth is going to drain. It's going to break. It's going to fall apart. And these people are costing you that. The worst cost of them all. The most dangerous one is you start doubting yourself. When you surround yourself with small minds, toxic people, the wrong people, deep people like yourself start to question themselves. You'll shrink yourself and your truth just to plod along. If you're with a deeply negative, critical, toxic person, they'll always find an excuse, always find a way to bring you down and destroy you and your dreams. And if you're with a very small-minded simpleton, an idiot, a fool, it's the same thing. You can't have an intellectual conversation. You can't expand. You can't grow. You can't go deep. You can't express morals. You can't go to that next level of connection. And instead, you have to dumb yourself down and kill yourself inside, your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations, your intelligence, your emotional intelligence, behind a fake smile. Please don't mute yourself for people who can't handle you. Real people expand you, don't shrink you. Real people listen. Real people turn you into the best version of yourself. The wrong people cost you so much. Clarity, confidence, time, energy. And every moment you keep them around is a moment you're betraying your future self, who's dying, who's falling apart. And the only person who can save them is you. So if you're ready to clean up your group, your circle, your relationships, I'll help you rebuild your environment from strength, clarity, and with the right boundaries. Let's do this together. Book a free discovery call with me. The link's in the description and the pinned comment below. Remember, if you want to live a life of misery, despair, and pretending to be someone you're not, keep these people around. Go for it. But if you genuinely believe, which I do, there's more than meets the eye to you. There's deeper meaning, clarity, growth, and success. Cut them out. You know the costs, and you'll never be good enough for the wrong people.